statement is a just world without poverty. So last year we worked in 94 countries worldwide and reached 15 million people. So we're a huge organisation, and we basically believe that poverty isn't an inevitability and it's just wrong. So we're trying to eradicate it.
Oxjam is basically the music festival that Oxfam puts on every year. It's run entirely by volunteers. It's been going since 2006, so it's been going for 7 years. Started off in just a couple of cities, and now I think it's in about 62 cities across the UK.
I mean, Manchester's got a rich musical history. It's unrivaled, really, when you look at its past.
And since Oxjam started in 2006, we've raised £2 million. So it's really, really big, and it's just meant to be about having fun, but also raising vital funds.
They've been working on it since March, so we recruited the takeover manager in March. So the team got together just after that. So it's been like a long time coming.
We've been working all summer, little events, building up to this big takeover.
We've been doing charity events in the community and in music venues, building up to this weekend, which is the big epic fundraising finale.
About 80 quid in there. I'm Ivy.
I'm Ollie.
We're here raising money for Oxfam today at wonderful Oxjam.
Because we like charity.
Very exciting.
It is.
We're going to go and see some bands.
We are.
We're going to chat to some lovely people. We're going to have the time of our life here.
Hi, I'm here with Matthew McHugh, who's just made a set here. So how did you find out about Oxjam and how did you get involved?
Well, I've actually been involved in Oxjam before at home in Lancaster, but coming down to Manchester, it's just like been around the circuit, playing loads of pubs and bars around here, and sort of just get to know the people about, and then got asked to do it.
Do you like doing gigs on your own, or do you
it's doing intimate little gigs and stuff like that. I like playing new songs because you really get a feel of whether they're actually good songs and whether you want to carry on playing those songs in a full live setup. So yeah, I like playing gigs on my own. I've been playing gigs on my own since I was about 15, 16. So I do like that setup.
So wait, what next? Are you just going to try and tour more?
Yeah, I'm a student, so I'm gonna knuckle down, I think. But there's another one on the way. There's another EP on the way. Songs that are already written for it and stuff. So maybe that'll be early next year.
Thanks very much for talking to us.
Cheers, nice to meet you.
Cheers.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Basically, Oxjam's annual fundraising campaign for Oxfam, celebrating local music up and down the UK, getting the community together, have a big party, raise lots of money for Oxfam, and obviously they're fighting against global poverty and injustice around the world. I'm the fundraising coordinator, and we got people with buckets, people selling tickets, people doing tombolas, just basically raise as much money as we can for Oxfam and their campaigns, basically.
So how do you think the Manchester Northern Quarter is lending itself with all the venues and things to it?
Oh, it's perfect, really. It's the coolest part of town. We've got 11 venues over 2 days, hundreds of bands, different types of music, so no better place to do it, really. And who doesn't want to come have fun in the Northern Quarter?
So how do you think it compares to last year's Oxjam? Have you done anything differently this time round?
Last year it was in the Fallowfield, so it was actually quite spread out last year, and I think something we learned was that it's much better to have it in a smaller area so that people can kind of walk in between, because I think, maybe last year it was a little bit too spread far apart. So yeah, this time we decided to bring it more into the city centre and get more people involved, and we don't just want to focus on students. We know they're a big part of life here in Manchester, but actually we wanted to reach out to as many different communities as possible. chose the Northern Quarter because it's kind of the greatest concentration of venues. We wanted to have a big festival feeling, so we wanted as many venues as possible. So it's an urban festival, and we've got an outside space as well, and we're using 11 different venues in the Northern Quarter. They're all kind of walking distance, so there's a nice little map that we can like give to people, and we can kind of really vary the types of music that we're showcasing. So it's not just one type. You know, we've got like all different genres, from like gypsy punk to like, you know, fire performers outside. We've also got like singer-songwriters or like indie electronic bands. So yeah, it's really cool.
The idea is it's local music, so these are all next up-and-coming bands. They're not any massive names, but it's the next Smiths, Stone Roses, Mr. Scruff probably going to be there. So if you like soul acoustic music, head down to Matt and Fred's, for example. If you like dance music, go to Dry Live. There's anything you want to do is here basically.
So the sort of local bands is quite a big part of the community, sort of locally.
Yeah, but we're looking for the next big things, give them a platform, celebrate that music, and then raise all that money for Oxfam too.
Excellent. Well, best of luck for the rest of the weekend.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
See you later.
Really loved a guy called Blanty who filmed earlier.
We do have Blanty on here, which is brilliant.
Just because, to me, that's a true performer. Someone that does it just for that pure love of sharing with you, and like that's what he wants to do with you. He wants to engage with you and tell you stories.
That smaller guitar you use, does that have a story behind that?
It does, yeah. That really is my first ever new guitar. When I went up in the mountains and in a shop with a load of sort of like children's guitars and sort of roughly made copies of Western guitars or something, and they were all quite bad, and that was the only half good one. Yeah. And it's lasted all those years, and all I've done is stick it in a pub bag, and I've written most of the greatest songs I have on it. The greatest songs that I like, I've made on that guitar. The bigger one, I just use it for fancy things, but the small one is so informal that you can slide around the campfire there, sit in a bus station, and nobody thinks you're some big superstar and things. You're just a friend. It's a rubbish guitar.
Well, it works really well live because you walked around and you can sort of stand up.
I don't care if people sit on it or play with it or do what they want. It's supposed to be like that, you know, rather than be a precious kind of a thing. It's just like a free-for-all.
Well, I really enjoyed your set, and it's definitely one to watch. And thanks for.
It's a real pleasure. Thanks for your time.
No,
really,
fine.
it's great to be listened to, man. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
I'm Chris Shomi. I'm actually from the States in New Jersey. Nice. I'm friends with Dan McKenzie and Adil. He invited us to come and perform, show one of the elements of hip hop. As you sure know, is breakdancing and DJing, MCing, and graffiti. And we just want to show our skills, I guess.
So I'm here with the amazing She Choir, who have already performed twice at Oxjam. I've seen both of them. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved with the festival and what you hope to get out of it?
Yeah.
Have you been involved in the festival?
Yeah, well, my boyfriend has helped to organise it basically, and he let me know about it, and basically we've got a lot of new members who have just joined, so it's our first performance of kind of this academic year since before the summer, so it was a really good opportunity for us to kind of show everyone what we're about and obviously support the cause as well. So yeah, it's been really good. It's really fun.
Really great audiences. I don't want to sound cheesy, but it's a super bonding experience. And it's just, you make loads of friends, and it's a real buzz to sing in front of people and perform live. And we try and rework songs, so people don't necessarily know what the song is when we start singing it.
Yeah, making money for charity as well, which is always important because part of the bigger picture.
Tell me, baby, what you putting down. Together on a night that announced to watch a dream while the sun goes down.
So I'm here with Bo Keeney. So where are you from?
I'm from California originally, but I've been here for about 13 years.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
And so you just did a set in Matt and Fred's.
Yeah.
How did you find it?
I loved it. Yeah, I think it was like one of my favorite gigs that I've done. Yeah. I loved it. My first Manchester gig. I'm working on a third EP. I'm gonna put out. I've got loads and loads of music I've already finished, which I'd like to put out like different places. Maybe put a bit of it out like as an alias or something. And then just in different ways, you know, just air out all the cupboards of the music, put out a new EP, and then just do loads of gigs, basically, gig all the time.
I've loved the takeover. I've loved it. I've just found it so rewarding that so many bands and DJs and volunteers have just come to help because they want to, for no other reason. They just want to be part of something good because they believe that even though we're here and we've got those opportunities, that because someone somewhere else doesn't, we should do something about it. And I love that. Like that, like gives you faith in people.
Yeah, the reaction's been like so positive, and like, especially because a lot of the music's from the Manchester area. People are obviously really into that, so yeah, it's been really fun.
If you had to use one word to describe this weekend, what would you use?
Terrific. Terrific. Vibrant. Excellent.
It's just amazing, and everyone's come together, and it's just a really great, really great atmosphere, and everyone seems really positive and happy and engaged, which is so important for us.
We want them to really enjoy it, and everyone we've spoken to is like so into it and loving it, aren't they? It's great.
And have fun whilst raising money.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
For Oxjam, I mean, I think it will grow to more cities. I think it will grow to more towns. I mean, a couple of years ago it was just the big cities. Now, just in the northwest alone, you've got Lancaster, Liverpool, Bury, Manchester, and another couple of places that I can't remember at the moment. So I think it's going to grow into more smaller towns. People are encouraged to go out and discover their local music scene. I think it's a really good project because it empowers volunteers. None of us had experience of how to put this kind of event on, and suddenly we've been approaching venues, approaching sponsors, getting venues, securing really, really good acts, getting volunteers together. And the most inspiring thing for me has been finding that there are so many people out there that want to give up their time, for a greater cause, something they believe in. No one's paid, no one's contracted in to do this kind of thing. So for me, that's been a big part of the experience, just meeting other people that want to volunteer and want to give up their time for something like Oxjam, which can only be a good thing.
Zambina mbina, waka waka, oh oh, Zambina mbina sangalewa. This time for Manchester.